And this discussion also underscores the importance of understanding the value of social branding in our fragile economy. At EMA, we wanted to dig a little deeper into the subject of the economy and its effect on social branding. As rarely does this discussion take place today that doesn't include some reference or relevance to the economy. As marketers, and in our case, consultants to marketers, we thought it would be helpful to learn from customers how they feel about social branding initiatives in our weakened economy, to gauge the value of, and in some instances, even the appropriateness of social branding investments at a time when money is tight. And equally important, at a time when marketers are deciding where to allocate their shrinking 2009 budgets. We wanted to look at the effects of the economy on social branding from two perspectives: how it was affecting the personal giving of customers, and secondly, how customers felt the brands they support should operate during tough economic times, particularly as it relates to continued social branding commitments. As you can see in our first poll question, we asked consumers how the economy was affecting their giving. As you can see, 47% said they're giving less. Another 16% indicated they've stopped giving at all. The fact that consumers are giving less, and in this case, 63% are giving less or have stopped giving at all, shouldn't surprise anyone. And it nonetheless paints a daunting picture for not-for-profits that depend on individual donations. It also underscores the importance of corporate giving and provides us a baseline from which we can ask our next question, which is, how do you expect the economic conditions to affect the corporate support of social causes and not-for-profit organizations? While customers can't give as much as they normally would to charity, such as they said in the former question, they continue to have high expectations for the brands they support. 85% of the people we polled said they expect the brands they support to maintain or even increase their giving during tough economic times. The breakdown is even more compelling. 60% said they should maintain current levels, but 25%, nearly over a quarter, said they should increase their giving. Undeniably, customers want their brands to reinforce, not retract, their stewardship of social causes. One of the reasons why consumers feel this way, that they want the brands they support to buck conventional budgeting wisdom, is revealed in the next question we asked, which was, do you believe that by purchasing a product that benefits a cause, you are in fact supporting the charity or cause? And as you can see, 59%, almost two-thirds of the folks we spoke to, said that buying a product that supported a cause was in fact a way for them to support the cause themselves. Now, in every survey, the numbers behind the numbers share equally important information. And in this question's case, it does as well. 70% of the women polled in this survey answered positively this question, that they did believe that purchasing a product was in fact a way for them to donate to a charity. Now, this shouldn't surprise anyone, as it's common knowledge that ordinarily social branding initiatives skew towards women. But what's interesting is 51% of men agree with this statement as well. So over half of men also agree with this. So this is not just a female-centric social branding opportunity. And of those who are neutral, those that neither said they agreed or disagreed, the number one reason why they were neutral was they lacked trust in the authenticity of the social branding initiative itself. And we'll get into that later. This is fantastic information for marketers when you put it in the context of what we just learned. People are giving less, but they expect the brands they support to maintain or grow their giving. Now we learn that people feel that buying a product that supports a cause can in fact be a form of their own personal giving. Now, in some respects, this may be a burden that some brands don't want to carry. Now, forward-thinking brands will see this as more than an obligation. They'll see it as a huge marketing opportunity. This information illustrates the emotional connection that social branding can make between a brand and its constituents, and how in tough times this connection could prove even more fruitful for marketers and increasingly more necessary for not-for-profits. I want to dig a little deeper into this question and share with you some of the anecdotal responses we got from respondents. As you can see in these quotes, we've come a long way in 25 years since the AMX campaign that Greg illustrated. Quote, companies are able to continue their support if I support them. I'm helping them support the charity by shopping there because my shopping is helping support the cause. This shows how customers are accustomed to the integration of sales and marketing into giving to a cause. Now, in this particular series of quotes, look at the second one carefully. Often, I would purchase that product anyways, but if I'm undecided, I go with a supportive product. And then, quote, if they truly support the charity, I would rather buy from them than their competitor. This speaks to the power of social branding as it relates to influencing customer purchase behavior. And the last series of quotes I want to share that illustrate how brands can help consumers support the issues they care about. Quote, since I don't donate, it's good to know that the companies from whom I am buying are donating. Quote, I may not be able to give on a personal level, but by making a purchase, I can still help out. And lastly, I respect their efforts, but I'm barely keeping my head above water. They deserve respect for helping in this economy. This shows the real power of social branding in the weakened economy and how customers are going to rely upon those brands to, quite frankly, do some of the things they can't, but in their relationship feel as though they are contributing. This moment, I want to transition into talking about 3 key strategic tenets that we believe drive the development of any social branding initiative. We call them resonance, relevance, and results. And the first point, resonance, means getting to know the customer. Who's the target of our initiative? And how do we get into their life? We need to define the points of intersection in their life, those that provide us an opportunity to place our brand in the context of their life. This is the point from which every program should originate. And then once we've defined who the customer is, we need to understand our own business and how our own business can fit into the context of a social branding initiative. Whether you're selling women's clothing, you're in home improvement, electronics, or in the grocery store aisle. How does what you do, how does what you do relate to a social branding initiative? And when we create a social branding strategy, how does that support or relate to your business? Once we've defined who our customer is and how we can relate to them and live in their world, and we've looked at our own business to understand how we can make it relevant to what we do, the next thing we need to look at is what cause to pick. But the first thing I want to get to first is the thinking that social branding is not exclusive to B2B. The benefits of social branding are as well-founded in the B2B environment as they are in consumer. Break down to the planning principles. When we talk about resonating with audiences in a B2B environment, it requires you to contemplate the wants and needs, perhaps, of several audiences in the business value chain. And it's not just about creating value for your customer, but helping them create value for their customers. The visuals you see on the screen, the one on the left depicts a missing children's program we've created for a national trade association of HVAC contractors. On the right is a website that promotes the Lennox Heroes campaign, which is helping an industrial tool manufacturer develop stronger relationships with commercial contractors. Once we've defined who our audiences are and how we can be relevant to our business, we need to think about what's the issue we want to align ourselves with. And there's a number of different issues. None are right, none are wrong. It's, again, a matter of what best resonates with the customer and provides us that platform to be relevant to our business. We like to pick the issue first and then the partner second, because then it really allows us to hone in on the strategic connection between the customer and our business. But once you've picked an issue or a cause, the next thing we need to do is look at who's the right partner who can help us facilitate our program and be successful. The criteria we use to select customers include what's their reputation with the cause. And third-party endorsement is an incredibly powerful vehicle when it comes to delivering a social branding message to customers. And doing it alongside of a trusted partner like the Food Bank or the National Crime Prevention Council or Habitat for Humanity brings more credibility to our message. And organizations like the Susan Komen Foundation and the American Red Cross have the available resources and the experience to help us facilitate success. Equally important, they provide us with a geographic reach so that we can help get into local markets and make our program successful. The next part of picking a good partner is knowing that they're willing to help you win. And sometimes willing to help you win is they need to be flexible to your needs. Now, when you join together with any established organization, they've got existing programs. And some of those existing programs may be suitable for your brand to align with. In other cases, however, you're more interested